Sure.
What do you think of the thing from the performance tonight?
Had 70% of the ball. First half, 22 touches in the opponent box. Had 30 shots on goal. 30 shots. 3.0 XG. The technical execution from us tonight was really poor as a team. You can't talk tactics when you can get in through different phases quite easily. But first half, I thought exactly that. We either made the right pass, but it was the wrong execution, or we'd build up to centre forward and we wouldn't hold it up very well. So it was technical for me. And then second half, even more so, when you're playing against a block, you can't just play into the block like we did. I think, we're a bit frustrated, and I think quite rightly, because for the amount of ball we had and the amount of final third entries we had, there wasn't enough quality from the team as a whole.
Him agonisingly close twice, striking the woodwork first. What was your assessment of that?
I think if you score, then you score one, you score that. But when you don't, then it becomes, I think, a little bit. I thought we lacked a little bit of calm and composure the longer the game went on. I could see the frustrations amongst the players. But, it's a point, and we still have to go to Gothenburg. And I think when you have moments that are a bit tricky in a season, you can't go through an entire year completely perfect. We've scored multiple goals up until the last two games. And I think when you have these moments, then you get to see the characters of your players come through that. And I think when we get to the training pitch on Saturday, I could tell from the energy, the way the team started the game today, they want to do the right things, but for whatever reason, players who are very good football players, some of them struggled to do the basic things tonight.
Have you had a chance to review the errant shots, see if it comes to the line or not?
I never see anything after a game, to be honest. I just do press.
Yep.
Looking for a reaction, at least an intensity that you see that.
Yeah, I did. I thought we started the game really brightly, but we get the first press right, and then Sam gets in a good position and squares it instead of going into the box and finishing. So for me, whether it's decision-making, execution in the final third, that's what I think we lacked the most tonight.
And you worked it quite well in wider, not big changes, and later on that didn't quite, again, was that just frustration?
I think so. We put inexperienced players into the game, so the pressure's then on them to perform. And that's something they'll gain with a little bit of time. And I thought some of it worked and some of it didn't.
Were you a bit disappointed with players towards the last 20-30 minutes?
They're frustrated, so they don't need me to add to that. They need me to prepare them for Saturday, and that's my job. I'll get them ready on Saturday. I think I think for us as a team, when you get into situations like you're in tonight, a game you should win, and we have had enough chances to win, but we're disappointed with some of the technical execution of what we've done.
James?
Emma, what did you say to the players at the end of the game?
I said the good news is we go to Gothenburg next week, if that's where the game is. I hope it is. It is, right?
Yeah.
That could have been clumsy.
So is it as simple as that they haven't got too long to think about this result today and they can turn it around next week?
We might look back in a few weeks and say it's a really good point gained. It's irrelevant. It's over. It's done with. We can't do anything about it. You don't need me to point out the things that are blatantly obvious in, a lot of individuals' performances tonight. But my job is to make sure we let it go and we go again Sunday.
You heard from the Hacken manager who was describing the fact that his players aren't used to playing on grass as much. Reverse pitch, I think, an artificial turf. Is that something you have to work on and prepare your players for next week?
Well, we have a game Sunday. We have a game Wednesday. They got a rest Monday. We're only going to get 1 day prep. So, yes, I would say so, but it's not really enough of a turnaround time, one. And two, turfs are different. So the turf we might use at Chelsea might be different to the one at the end. Sometimes it's almost not worth it when it's like that, to be honest.
Jessie?
We saw Sam Kerr moving out, I think, to a lot of wide areas during this game. Was that like that or
No.
frustration that
Yes. When you play against the block like they do and very compact, you have to, for us as a team, the longer the game went on, we just stayed inside the block. We lost our width, I think, earlier on because at times going from a double to a single pivot, Erin and Fran were on the same side, so Guru was inside. Then when Guru went outside, we didn't feel the inner corridor, so Sam came across there. So I showed them clips of that at half time. But I think, when some players are not having a good game, technically, they start to do things to sort of get themselves into that. And I think we saw some frustrations in some of the performances. It happens, it's football. Sure, you've had shit days at work. Sick. Was due to play. Got a call from the doc. It's it's fever time of the year. You know what it's like. Might be another one tomorrow, I don't know. But that's Melanie and Ashley out at the moment. Maren's recovered.
Thanks, Jessie. We'll take one more question from Sophie and then move on to a Bristol preview section, if that's all right, in the absence of a presser tomorrow. Sophie?
Ask whether prior to it, they set pretty low, and I know the manager just said that they wanted to push out a little bit more. So did this.
No, they didn't. And we've had 70% of the ball. Like, we've had enough for the ball. We've had enough moments. But how many times did we cross the ball and it shank out a play? Or how many times did we play a ball into the striker and it bounced off her feet? How many times did we play a give and go and didn't quite... It's technical. Our challenge was technical tonight. And I think it's fair for me to say the players are most frustrated at themselves for that. But we move on. I can't do anything about it.
Very quick one on the reception that's Lauren got and went up in the see.
So they should. She's one of their own. They should give her that. I'd expect that from our fans. They're the best anyway.
Thank you. We'll move.